Hello and welcome to Live Screenings. I'm physically here in Orlando, Florida, actually Winter Park, Florida, which is right north of Orlando, Florida. My name is Banks Helfrich. I'm the curator for Live Screenings tonight, this evening, wherever you are. It might be morning somewhere. It is the 1 Minute Film Festival. We have 16, 17 films that we're going to show. And Janet is with me here live. So she might be throwing in, she's the peanut gallery, so she might be throwing in her thoughts. And I'll be asking her what she thinks about some of the films. But yeah. And we do have some filmmakers. Talon is here, Callie is here, Richard's here. So that's great because the great thing about live screenings is we get a chance to talk to the filmmakers. We get a chance to talk to the actual person who created the film. Talon, I must tell you that yours will be the last film. So hang in there. I know that you're in Australia, I think. Are you in Australia or New Zealand? Yes. Australia, yes, which I left it for last because I really enjoyed your film. Callie, it's good to see you. You're in for a big treat, those of you that are watching this film. Here we go. We got to get the film back up. Sometimes it goes out on me. Anyway, occasionally, there we go. So we are going to get started. Live screenings, we look for films that show a world that we want to live in. We are at the Winter Park Public Library, and this is where we will begin. We have, like I said, 16 films. So let's get started. A little bit of a feel of what we're going to see. Animated films, 1 minute films. These are all 1 minute, so we're not giving you up to 15-minute films or feature films here. You get a chance to see animation, a documentary, experimental. We'll be seeing some of those, comedies, dramas. One of the things that Live Screenings does is we like to show films that show a world that we want to live in. So they're positive films, inspirational films. They're usually uplifting in some sort. Occasionally, I'll come across a film that I really like that is kind of scary. That's only because it looks at filmmaking in a whole different way. Oh, we have someone else here, Durga. Great, good to see you. And if you'll do me a favor, Durga, go ahead and do me a favor and put yourself. Let me know what your film is that you have. All right, there we go. So with that said, let's get started with some more films, and we'll be bringing in the filmmakers in just a minute. So Durga, yeah, let me know what film that you have so that we can bring you in at the right time. And enjoy.
Come on. Come on, the girls are waiting for us. Can't. I can't or won't. Can't. That bad? Worse. Oh, come on, give yourself a shake. The girls are waiting for us. We'll have some fun. Look, you can't sit there all night. Let's go meet our friends. We'll enjoy ourselves. Something's come up. Something's come up? What? You have a prior engagement? Yeah, I have a prior engagement. One we can't get out of. What can I not get out of? Our destiny. My destiny? Yes, because time is up. Damn. Oh. Oh. Oh.
And we are back. Callie Trench is with us. I'm going to bring her in. She's the filmmaker that that showed that film, and I don't know if you know it, Janet. She has shown a lot of her films here, about 4 or 5 of them, animated, experimental. Let's bring her in right now. Callie, hello, hello.
Hi,
Hi.
very nice to be here again.
Yes, yes, it always is great to see you. In fact, the movie right before yours, which was Factory Flowers, I thought that was kind of like up your alley, or you're
It was
influencing some
great.
people.
Yeah, it was great. Yes.
So where did this bird slash sad person piece
It's
come
quite
from?
sad, isn't it? This is a sad film. I mean, there's a moment of hope at the beginning when she kind of thinks it's going to be okay very quickly, and then just gets sadder and sadder, and sort of drowns in grief essentially, and then is transformed into a bird. Um, a bit like people in Ovid's Metamorphoses, where people get turned into trees and birds and animals and so on. I think it's very unclear whether the transformation in the end is a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I think it's probably better to be a bird than that sort of halfway stage is kind of a bit awkward, isn't it? It's like when you've got the feathers coming out of your face. So probably better to go through and become a bird. But
Right,
I think it's very unclear whether that transformation is a good thing or a bad thing.
right,
But I
right.
think but it's unstoppable. It's a bit like getting older. You can't
Yeah,
stop it. It's gonna happen.
absolutely, absolutely. Uh, Here we go. We get the screen back up. We have an issue with the connection. There we go. So Callie, the picture of the person looks a lot like the picture that I'm looking at right now, which you.
No, it's based on a drawing of myself, yes.
Okay,
And
and
in ink and charcoal, and then I just altered it, changed it. So there are 884 frames
oh
to
my
make
gosh,
40
and you
40
drew
seconds of film.
every single one of those you drew.
No, I drew the first one, and then I scanned it, and then after that I altered everything, but sort of by hand, but on Photoshop,
Oh
and then
wow.
saved it, and then altered it again, but kind of like not mechanically, but with with a mouse, moving, drawing
R-
things in, rubbing things out,
Oh
um,
wow.
and and so it's a very slow process of kind of one image moving to the next, so that it kind of is relatively smooth.
Right, right.
But
And
you know what animation's like. It takes a long time,
yes, it
and
takes
you
a
need
long
a lot
time.
of pictures.
I've never done animation before, but I do appreciate people who do it because they have a lot of time to spend on that.
Yeah.
So how long did this 1 minute? It wasn't even a minute long. It was what was it, about
No, it's
40
40
seconds?
seconds.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it wasn't the only thing I was working on at the time. I was also doing a lot of drawings at the time of, again, this sort of theme of metamorphosis with the drawings of my hands turning into wings, for example, for an exhibition. So I was making this film at the same time, and over a period of probably about a year, on and off.
So do you have something about birds? Because I get a feeling you're coloring yourself into a bird.
Yeah, I'm turning myself into a bird. I'm very interested in flight and the viewpoint that you get from above.
Yeah.
Um, uh, so I've also made in the past quite a lot of drawings of the world from above. Um,
Right,
before
right.
Google Earth came and stole my ideas from me.
Yeah, yeah. Google. Whoever thought of that?
Yeah.
So
Um,
you did see the first movie, which was called Around, and it was just
yeah.
basically
Yes.
a drone
Yeah.
shot of a
Yeah.
house, I guess 20 years later. So you have this
And
thing
there is
about
something very appealing about that viewpoint, that drone viewpoint, that directly overhead viewpoint.
right,
I also make board games, original board games, and one of the things about those is that you have a kind of world that you're like gods playing with these people that
right,
you're manipulating and moving around and making do things on this kind of world that you have created.
right. So are there any board games I've ever heard of that you've done?
No,
Monopoly?
they're kind of one-offs, and they're very much they tend to be board games which are about sort of social and economic problems. But people always enjoy playing them, and they like kind of like being competitive and beating other people, even if it means they're going to end up being kind of like dead or
Oh,
bankrupt or something.
I see. And
Um,
do you do all your animation for the board games too? Are you the animator?
the board games I draw and I make the pieces. Yeah, for those, yeah, I make the drawings and make
So
pieces.
so give me a plug right now of one of your board games.
Okay, Okay, there's one I'm quite interested in, which is about migrants. So you have 4 families, and there are 5 people in each family, and they're each trying to leave their war-torn homeland to find the island of safety. And they each actually have a separate path, which is quite unusual in a board game. So they're not actually kind of on the same path as everybody else. Everyone is in play at the same time. So you have different colored dice which match the colors of, as it were, your people. There are blue people, green people, red people, and yellow people. You have dice that match them. And in order so that people know what's happening, you have to speak as you go. So if someone dies, and you die either because you end up in a whirlpool or because basically one of your members of your own family lands on top of you, then you have to say a little rhyme. And finally, 7 people out of those 20 end up in the island of safety. And at that point, the borders are shut and everyone else dies.
Wow, it kind of sounds like reality in a sense, kind of. Yeah.
Well, it's a game, I think, that kind of helps people empathize, because when people play it, they really, really want to get their family to the island of safety. And so whatever people's political views are on migration, they tend to, at that point, they are really sympathizing with the people who are trying to travel.
And let's take that sympathizing. Your art is very sympathetic, I feel. I mean, I've seen 7 of your pieces, I think, and you do have a quirky sense of humor, but it's very empathetic, or it seems it is. Do you strive for that in your pieces?
I hope so. Yes. I mean, I think the whole point of the main point of making art is to allow someone else, in a sense, access to your brain, and so that they then can feel what you're feeling and see what you're seeing, and potentially what an individual feels has some universality. I think if you try to make work that's universal, it sort of always misses the mark. But if you make work that's very personal, then actually it may become quite universal. That's my hope, anyway.
But you're basically saying that we're all living a universal experience, and we have to make it specific in order to make it universal. Correct? Yes. Yeah. Callie, I love your art. I love what you're doing. I love what you're creating. Recently, someone said to me, artists are the ones that change the world, and I agreed with them. It's not politicians. It's not army generals. It's artists that change the world, and basically change the world, how we look at it, how we see it. So I kind of put you in that boat of a person, an artist that changes the world. Thank you so much. Keep sending your pieces my way, and we'll look forward to the next. Can you give us a little hint of what the next one is?
I'm making a film which is actually going to be a long time in the making, but it's a film about the world after everybody's gone, after all the people have gone. I think we've made such a mess of it that it'd be nice to see what the world will be like when we've gone.
So there's going to be lots of birds, I guess, in it, right?
Trees, actually, mostly trees.
Amazing trees. Okay, good. Good to see you, Callie. Thank you so much for talking, creating. Bye-bye. Callie Trench. Yeah, she's. I love talking to her. I love seeing her pieces. Every time one comes through, I'm like seeing it immediately. Yeah. Let's carry on. Everybody there. We have Talon still here and Richard still here. Good. We're going to get to your films in just a minute. So enjoy.
The weather's really nice today. I love 70 degrees.
I must have stepped in dog shit. I just got these shoes.
I want to perform a fucking liposuction on myself. I need to start going to the gym more. I used to get compliments all the time. What happened to me? The freshman 15 is killer. Maybe I should skip lunch. I'm tired of feeling like this all the time.
Hey, did you drop your wallet?
Oh yeah, thanks.
No problem. You have a pretty smile, by the way.
Thank you.
Of course.
Au détour de la rivière, au détour de la rivière, j'attends, j'espère. Au détour de la rivière, il sera là, venant de la mer, rien que pour moi, dans un rêve de lumière. Au détour de la rivière, au détour de la rivière.
So those were a couple of films. I kind of wanted to just interject real briefly now. Live Screenings have been around for 7 years. We started off as a short film festival up to 15 minutes. Then we added 1-minute film festival to it. So it's here at the Winter Park Public Library right outside of Orlando, Florida. And it is every month. It's a monthly event. It's a live event. It's a virtual event, a chance to bring in the filmmakers from around the world to meet them, to talk to them, to find out where their ideas come from. And that connection is something that is, I feel, very vital to the experience of watching films. I always think, well, who came up with this idea? How did they come up with it? Where are they going with this? Even if I don't even understand it. With that said, we have been doing this, like I said, 7 years. Next month, we will have Live Screenings International Short Film Festival, films up to 15 minutes. Everything is on Film Freeway. Let me explain what Film Freeway is. It is basically a hub for film festival directors like myself and film makers like Callie and Richard and Talon, who submit their films and then they match themselves up to the film festival that they want to send it to. I have a specific criteria that I'm looking for. So when films are submitted to me, hopefully they know ahead of time what I'm looking for. Occasionally I'll get a film that I just will not show for many reasons, myriad of reasons. One might be that it's not within the scope of a world that I want to live in. And it might be a scope of the film is too long, or possibly it's too negative, or in the negative scope. So yes, so we've been doing that here for 7 years. So let's get started. We still have 2 more filmmakers waiting to come on. So let's get on. Enjoy.
At dawn, the air colored and uncolor is awakened slower than the birds. This is a water world where each leaf showers. The wet is small, but the small is big, and rain is contained within green skies. The paper straw is wrapped in paper, but the cup's all plastic. Taking a break from riding my bike, I'm at a CV here in Korea. The air is hot. The sea is hot. Even my students, quietly sick with worry, sometimes look up from their screens as if the future is right there, racing down a regional highway, a truck transporting heavy goods, and unstoppable.
And we are back. Richard, we'll bring him in, the filmmaker for that last one. Richard, hello.
Hello.
Where are you right now physically?
I'm in Amsterdam, Netherlands.
Oh, wow. Well, welcome. What time is it there? Is it like 4 in the morning?
It's 11:15.
Oh, it's not too late.
No.
Richard, I love the minimalism of your film. And then is that a cucumber at the end? It is a cucumber, right?
Yeah.
I love the minimalism. It was so well done.
Thank you for choosing it.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. So tell me, what is the how did you make that cucumber do that across the screen?
Oh, so I've just got some software, and I was playing with different subject matters, and I got the cucumber, and it was like on an animation sketch. It just made me laugh, pure and simple. And I thought I got to turn that into something. It was just silly. It's just pure science. There's no depth into it. It made me laugh.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It came at the end. It just, it was a great ending. Usually in filmmaking, you want to have a twist at the end. The Sixth Sense had that twist.
Yeah.
This was definitely a wiggle more than a twist, but it was very well done. So, have you? Is this your first film? Have you done other films? Tell me about your background in film.
So I'm actually I was a press photographer, and then I started doing illustrations. And from the illustrations, I thought, well, I can animate these. And at the start of COVID, of course, we were all locked down and I had plenty of time. Right. So I started making animations and learning how to do this. And now I do music as well. So I'm making videos from my animations. Great. And because I'm a photographer, I use all my archive in my animations.
Right. So this was called The Story of Keith. Keith is the cucumber. Keith the cucumber. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. A friend of mine had a cold sore, and she would call it Carl the cold sore. So Keith the cucumber works. So where does Keith go from here? Do you make a prequel, a sequel?
But he's in stocks or something, and
yeah.
Or he gets caught and cubed and put into a salad, and
cucumber salad.
The tragic end of Keith the cucumber.
Yeah.
And it's all very organic. I mean, I think of it on the allotment. It's organic food. It came to me organically. It's
very, very good. So have you sent this out to other film festivals?
Yes, but you're the first to choose it, and that made me laugh as well. It made my day yesterday.
All right. It's a 1 minute film. So I mean, we look for we get actually this time we received about 33. We chose about 20 of them. So there are a few that we don't.
Brilliant work there, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, Callie's films. She sent
so much
me.
Work.
Oh my God.
I feel a bit guilty because this was made just mucking around.
Right. And it
playing.
It becomes
learning by falling down.
Yeah. It becomes play after a while. I mean, you're basically just experimenting, and all of a sudden something happens, and it's beautiful, or it's funny, or it moves you. And as a filmmaker, as a storyteller yourself, do you enjoy when people connect to it? When they, what is it that you like about this? There is a sharing aspect that we all have. You see something and immediately I want to text my girlfriend or somebody I know, you got to check this out.
So I've got another one about a package which, when you order something from a courier and it's going to arrive between 5 in the morning and 7 at night, and it arrives at 7:05 when you're on the toilet.
Yeah.
So I did an animation for that, and I showed it to a number of people, and at the end they were like, "Oh,
yeah."
That made my day. Just like that. Oh, just that empathic feeling towards my character, which I created.
Right. To take something from here and to put it out there that you can share with people.
And that creation, it's got to be done, hasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, when was it? A few years back, someone said to me, "What is the opposite of war?" And I thought, well, love, And they said, no, creation is the opposite of war, because war is destruction. Creation is the opposite of it. So I was very moved by we as creators, we are doing the antithesis of war, which is actually nice. Richard, your film, since it got into live screenings, from now on, you do not have to pay for a fee. Callie still pays the fee. She does not have to. In fact, I have loads of money. I think I need to send her, not loads of money, but fees that I need to send back to her.
That's really, my name's Rich, but
all right. It says Richard.
Oh, well, same.
Oh, yeah. I get it. So by all means, send us your next one, the one that is 7:05. You receive the package and you're not there to receive it. Any of your films.
That's 2 minutes
please.
long, though.
Oh, it is. Oh, you know what you can do? Send it for Life Screenings International Short Film Festival, which is next month. And I think
brilliant.
I put it. So yeah, definitely send it to me, and you can just email me a link, the screener. I'll take a look at it, and if I can fit it in, I'll fit it in. And usually we show between 5 and 7 films that are up to 15 minutes. I like to keep it like around 10 minutes. 10 minutes is a sweet spot.
Yeah.
However, you do not have to pay a fee. So even though your name is Rich,
I don't think it broke the bank, to be honest.
Yeah. My name is Bank. Yeah. My name is Bank. So, but yeah, by all means, please do send us your films. It's great to meet you, and it's great to see.
And it's great you're doing this. It really is appreciated.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Until next time, then, Richard.
Thank you very much.
Yep. We'll see you.
Ta-da.
Bye-bye. Rich, not Richard. No, it is Richard. The life of what is it? Was it the life of the story of Keith? Yes, the Keith the cucumber. Wow, nice.
I wanted to ask him if he was based on like vegans are always talking about killing animals. It's like they know they're killing plants in a sense.
Jenny, you can ask next time. So Rich, if you're still there, was it based on vegans? Don't kill or the cucumber being alive in that regard. So let's continue on. We have a few more films left, and we have Talon. By the way, I left Talon's film for last. I think everyone's gonna like it. I enjoyed it immensely, and wait till you hear it. It's a good. I don't know if you call it a mockumentary or a documentary, but
How come Talon's
really.
muted, but nobody else is? Is that a?
Oh, they're all muted in there, and then only when I bring them up to the big screen will they be there. We're doing a tutorial right now on how StreamYard works. So let's get started and enjoy.
Hi there, I'm Talon, and I'm the guy they modeled the walking sign after. I know what you're thinking. They used the model for that? Yes. Yes, they did. You know, a lot of people recognize me from some of my other work, but I like to think of myself as a versatile model. You know, I'm not just this drop-dead gorgeous guy. I'm also pretty down to earth, pretty humble. You know, my motto is actually, the best model is the one you don't know exists. So yeah. That's me.
We'll go out with some jazz. We do have Talon, who was the filmmaker of the last one, and it's let's bring him in right now. Talon, hello, how are you?
Good, thanks. Yourself?
Doing well. And where are you right now?
I'm in on the Gold Coast in Queensland, Australia. So other side of the pond. But yeah.
Yes. And what time is it now? So we're at like around 5 o'clock here, 5 p.m. What time are you? Like 5 in the morning?
No, 8 a.m. So
yeah. That's great.
Nice.
So
nice way to start the Sunday.
Yeah. Where did this film come from? Where did you come with this idea? This is it was brilliant. I loved it.
I'll tell you, thanks heaps. I don't know. I just kind of was always sort of tend to look at professions that you don't really think about and then kind of try to create a story out of that. So I don't know. We always saw that guy. You always see that the walking sign man every time you cross the road. I was like, what? How did someone kind of come up with that. I was like, maybe there's a story in that. And then I was like, oh, okay, sort of bumming around with different ideas and seeing kind of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what stuck. And then I was like, oh, what if he was a model? And I've done some motion capture stuff before. And I was like, there's so much work goes into professions sometimes you don't see. So I was like, oh, yeah, that could be a different avenue to take.
Yeah, yeah. One of your stances reminded me of the Monopoly guy. I think that had his leg out. I was thinking
Yeah.
maybe somebody was a model for that, or maybe it was you because you were very close to that Monopoly guy. I thought it was inventive. It was genius. It was very, very creative. Now, have you done other films before, or is this your first dabble with it?
I've produced other films before, mainly as a producer, and sort of supported other people's work and stories I like to get behind, and done that a fair bit. And then I was like, oh, okay, sort of. I was a bit of an actor as well, and filmmaker, and everything. Just like making stuff, and I was like, oh, so I start writing different ideas, and I was like, oh, this one seems like a fun one to make. So sort of rallied some people together and shot it. Yeah.
Yeah. Have like friends come together. So has Peter Jackson reached out to you to talk to you?
I can't say he has.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
He's probably making the Hobbit 7 or.
Yeah. Peter Jackson. He is Australian, right? Or is he New Zealand? I'm sorry.
He's a Kiwi. He's New Zealand.
I'm sorry.
So
I'm sorry.
our
Yeah.
arch rivals.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
You can call me Canadian if you want. So
Yeah.
we'll be even there.
They'll even it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of films are coming out of Australia. I noticed when I solicit for films, Australia is one of the biggest ones. China is also another big one that a lot of films come out of. And then whatever's going on in the world, like what's going on in Ukraine, there'll be films about Ukraine that are coming out. So you are in a group of a lot of filmmakers, or a creative area. Australia is a creative area that a lot of films are coming out of. Do you see it happening around you? People, friends of yours that are making films or creating?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a massive industry of filmmakers over in Australia, and very much similar to the States, I suppose, in the way that there's different sort of areas of film and that people sort of get involved with. But yeah, the independent sector in Australia is really thriving. I think kind of always has I don't know how to word this, but it's always kind of needed to in a lot of ways, because we kind of get maybe one or two big movie productions, whether it's Elvis or something like that, will come to the Gold Coast and film. But for the most part, it's very indie sort of people in it for the love of it. So yeah, it's a very good atmosphere.
Okay.
People.
Right. So not Peter Jackson, Boz. Has Boz? Is it Boz? Baz.
Baz.
Has Baz reached out to you and said, "Hey, I need you talent to
Yeah,
help
I'm gonna
out"?
speak to him after.
Oh, you are. He's probably
gotta give him a
watching
quick
right
call,
now.
yeah.
He's one of the 3 eyeballs watching right now.
Yeah.
So where does your next film go? Where does this film go?
I really thought about it, to be honest. I sort of made it for the enjoyment of making it, and then I was cruising on Film Freeway for a different film I produced, and I saw this festival came up, and I was like, oh, that's right up the alley for sort of the thing I made anyway. So I was like, oh, I'll submit it and see how it goes. And I loved like the intention of the festival, so I was like, oh, this seems like the right fit for sort of what you guys are trying to create. So yeah.
Right. Well, thank you for submitting it. And like I said to Richard, any of your films that you make now, just send them to me, and you have my email address. You do not have to go through Film Freeway unless you want to. Unless your name is Rich, you can.
Yeah,
But
Rich is
yeah,
cucumber ready to submit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a very keen sense of humor, which is great, and you're very young too, so that's great. Do you, Janet? Do you have any questions you want to ask Talon?
No, I just really liked this whole concept.
The Peanut Gallery liked it too. Yeah, Peanut Gallery definitely liked it too. And
Thanks,
I
guys.
kind of want. I want to tie everything in together now. There's a lot of birds that are in a lot of these films, and usually I do not theme the films. Whatever comes to me, I show. However, when I put them together, I start seeing a little theme, and the theme, Callie, is with birds. And there was another animated film that had birds in it, and we end with a person named Talon. So, hey, it's a bird themed show.
It's a bird. It's a bird festival. It's It's a bird themed film festival.
Yeah. Well, Talon, thank you so much. Callie, Richard, thank you so much for being here and sharing your films with us, and continue creating and send them to me as soon as you can. All right.
Thanks for having us.
All right. See you. Bye. Richard, I have a question from Janet. Since you're still here, I'm going to bring you in. If you're okay with that, there you go, Richard. Yeah. Janet wants to ask you a question. Janet.
I just want
Hello, Janet.
Hi, Rich. I really liked your film. Another one where I was just kind of taken by surprise. I love those kind of things, but I was curious. There's whimsy, and then there's like even maybe some motive, a motive behind. And I was wondering if you have vegan friends in your life, or I always have vegans telling me that I'm killing something to have food, and that I can be a vegan if I just wanted to be. And I will tell them, when you're eating plants, you're killing something. And so I was kind of curious, like, to me, your film like really animated how a plant might feel.
So
about.
Yeah, that wasn't the intention, although I don't eat meat myself. And the funny thing is my surname in Dutch means real ham.
Oh, really? Where ham? I got it. So
but that wasn't my intention. I'm not really a preacher with my herbivoreness.
There was no ulterior motive here. There was no James Cameron.
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't like an underlying, because that's a pretty big part of your life, eating. So I always wonder if some things that prompt us, we don't even realize that we're being prompted by something.
Right. Well,
it wasn't intended, but subliminally it came in.
I do not want to eat cucumbers for a while now, because I feel I might be killing them. That cute cucumber. That was a question from Janet. Thank you, Richard, for answering that, and make sure you send them to me. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Well, that concludes our films. 16 films that we had. We had 3 filmmakers: Talon Hall, Callie Trench, Richard Real Ham is in Dutch is what it says. And thank you so much for being a part of this. This is a monthly event. Our next one is right here. We will have December 23rd at 4:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is New York time, Life Screenings International Short Film Festival. And then the next 1 Minute Film Festival. Callie, if you can get that film done within a minute, or send us just 1 minute of every one of your, as the film puts together, we get to see a minute like a month or every 2 months. It is January the 27th at 4:15, and you can go on Film Freeway and you can sign up there or send your film through there. Or of course, if you're been in the film festival like Richard and Talon, just go ahead and send them to me. And thank you so much for watching. This is Live Screenings, 1 Minute Film Festival. And thank you so much to the Winter Park Public Library for hosting it here. With that said, my name is Banks Helfrich. Janet, she's the Peanut Gallery. She's here, and she enjoyed them immensely. And we will see you next time. Bye.